Hey, it's Chris. I'm back today doing another review. Today I am reviewing the Megatwix, the Stam ce4 clearomizer, as well as a 9 mg nicotine liquid, which is high PG. It's called Big Orange, and it is from Mountain Oak Vapes. They come in these nice little bottles. I actually like these bottles more than any other bottles I've seen. Always shake your e-juices. Shake them very well. It's probably the most important thing you will ever do is shake your e-juices. You want to make sure that all that PG, VG, and nicotine and flavoring is mixed up very well. The Megatwix comes as these two. Mine came with these blue anodized drip tips, or 510 drip tips. It's got a 510 connector, goes right inside the ego. And you know, they work okay. You can definitely keep two flavors separate, and you know, that gives you a different type of vape if you want to mix flavors. There's a lot of different things you can try. Like this right here is Mad Plasma, which is strawberry and banana, and it ain't bad. You could do something like chocolate and coffee. I mean, different things like that to try to get what you're looking for in a flavor. One thing about these is if your top stops working or your bottom, if something happens and it ain't working quite as well, you can't just replace one of them. You have to replace both. Another thing is you can actually use this as a single or even as a triple, but when you do, you've got to realize that, see, these are working in series. So you need to calculate the resistance of your ohms and the atomizers in the series using Ohm's law, and then decide how much voltage you're going to need, because too much voltage, you're going to burn it up, and too little, you're not going to get anything. So, you know, it's interesting, you know, but personally, I don't like this. You might come to love it. I really liked it at first. I liked it for a whole week, maybe. And I ordered a ton of them, tore a ton of rebuildable parts, and that comes back to my first video where I said, be careful not to spend too much money on one thing, because you might like it today and not like it tomorrow. And this right here would be the prime example. They don't mean it's bad. I'm going to clean these out, and I'll probably use them again. You know, I'll probably get into the mood where I want to use it. Here pretty soon, as I get something really worn out, I'm going to rebuild this and show you how to rebuild it. But let me go ahead and show you how it works.
Oh, it's not even on. Huh. Yeah, make sure you turn it on. This is pretty good. I can't remember what it is. And it's got strawberry and I think cherry. I'm not really sure, but it's a great combination.
It's banana.
What?
It's strawberry and banana.
Strawberry banana. Okay, but it's pretty good.
I actually have 24 mg nicotine in that one, and I just about can't handle it. I started off with 24 because I was smoking about 2 packs of cigarettes a day, and that worked out for about 2 or 3 weeks till I actually completely quit the cigarettes. And then as soon as I completely quit them, I couldn't handle 24 anymore. It was way too much for me, so I went down to 18. And you know, sometimes I still need a little bit weaker than 18, but I'm about vape 18 all day long. Next up, we're going to do the Stam. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to fill it up with the very liquid that we're reviewing, Big Orange. And it happens to be a weaker milligram, 9 milligram. the great thing about something like 9 milligram when you vape 18 or something, you might think, well, you know, I vape this all day, I don't need anything weaker. Well, at times you might find yourself wanting to vape a little bit more than you do. And if you vape too much, I'm sure if you vape for any length of time, you've done at least once, you've vaped too much and got way too much nicotine. And you do, they use the term feel like recycled ass, and that's exactly what you feel like, recycled ass. You feel awful. You get the headaches, you feel sick, muscle spasms, it's awful. You do not want nicotine overdose. It is not a good feeling. I like the things about these Mountain Oaks because they actually come with these. Most of them don't. But so far, all the ones I've gotten from Mountain Oak Vapors does. They come with the droppers and the pippets. I like that. It's a whole lot better than them little balls you have to stick in there and kind of hold at an angle. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And they're glass and amber. That's great, because if you have a lot of them clear bottles that are plastic, the light hits them, they change color, and you know that you're losing your efficiency. With these, you don't have to worry about the light. See, that's the biggest thing about this. When the light hits this, the light actually is what damages the nicotine and causes it to daggum go bad. So what you want to do is you want to put all your juices in a dark place. Even though this is an amber bottle, I put it in a dark place. But it is safer in an amber bottle, at least somewhat. That's what it looks like filled up. Now, let's see how it vapes. I'm actually using my pass-through as a pass-through. One thing I've definitely noticed is when I vape from bottom coals, it seems like I get a cooler vape. And when I vape from top coals, it seems like I get a warmer vape. And it's very interesting because the biggest thing I've noticed about that is vaping a flavor in a bottom coal tank is a completely different flavor than vaping it in a top coal tank. Like Grape Melly from Mountain Oak Vapes. When I vape it in the bottom cool tank, it actually tastes more like grapes. But then when I vape it in the top cool tank, it tastes like Cherry Jolly Ranchers. Cherry Jolly Ranchers. I don't know what I just said. Anyways, but it still works really good. Personally, I like the warm vape. But now you can see what I'm talking about. See how that mists up in there? You don't see that in a black. Actually, I think that was in the video I messed up on. This one right here, it fogs up. And the black ones, they don't fog up. This one's bad. And that's the thing about these. These things don't last long. But they're also very cheap. They're like $3. I usually keep these around as backups. That way, if all else fails, I'll at least have this to fall on. Big orange. It ain't bad. Out of all the Mountain Oak Vapors I've tried, which is the Coffee and Cream, the Grape Medley, and the Big Orange, I find the Big Orange to be my least favorite. That isn't saying I don't like it. I do like it. I enjoy it quite a bit. Definitely since I can vape it a whole lot more than I can my 18s, because I pretty much don't even feel this. I mean, I get a throat hit. The flavor's got a throat hit, but the nicotine, I don't get light-hitted. Now I can vape that 24 about 3 times and get lightheaded, and then 18, you know, I don't barely get lightheaded on it anymore, but on this I don't get lightheaded at all. The Big Orange, it produces a pretty satisfying vape. Can't complain about that. I'd say I'd give the Big Orange, out of a 10, maybe a 5. You know, I would buy it again, but I ain't gonna buy it right away. I give the Stam ce4 Ego about, I guess 5 as well. Out of all the ce4s I've tried, of course, not the Ballway. The Ballway is definitely 100 times better than this. And if I was you, I wouldn't even buy this piece. I would go and buy the Ballways, but you can put the drip tip in. They work better. This one, after about a week, and sometimes after about a day, it tastes burnt, and you can clean it all the daggum shit you want to, and it's still going to be nasty. Now, that don't mean that's always true. You can clean it, and it works better sometimes than it did before. But you got to remember, these things cost $2.99. They're probably made in a factory over in China and probably produced by the hundreds. And who even knows if they're actually checking these? So I'd say probably every 3 out of 10 of these don't work to begin with. Much less the ones that do work well. I mean, you get lucky when you find one that just works amazing. So, you know, you just need to be prepared. You get what you pay for. You buy something cheap, that's what it is. But I'm not doing a review on these today. I do want to say this real quick, though. These things cost a little bit more than these right here. And even so, you can see this blue tank right here. I ain't got nothing in the bottom of it. And the reason why is because you can see it. A visible bottom coil for the arrow. This is what the bottom coil actually looks like. But this right here wasn't done right. The machine that this was made in, and it had to be in a CNC lathe or a drill or whatever, when it cut this part out, it didn't cut it right. Something was wrong. I guess there was a burr in the machine wasn't cleaned out right, or it just happened to be one of them parts that didn't cut right. I mean, that's just how it works. I've worked in a machine shop. But the thing is it don't work. Since it's like that, I don't know exactly what it is, but somewhere there's a gap in it, and it causes it to leak constantly. I've had 3 things of juice fall out of this. I'm getting juice in my fingers now. And this thing's dried out for 2 weeks. And the arrows are my favorite tanks. That doesn't mean that they're all good. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good day, and thanks for watching our review.